10864. Station's your final time cue will be with 15 seconds until airtime. Mark, 15 seconds until airtime.
The following is a presentation of Learfield. Welcome to Duck Insider.
Our whole athletic department, there's a level of expectations of success.
Throw, catch, touchdown, Oregon.
He can run and slam.
This is back out for a three. Left wing is good.
In the air to center, back at the wall. It's out of here.
Really excited that we get to rep our Ducks and hopefully come back to Eugene with some championships.
Indoor track and field national champion.
Oregon repeats as the Pac-12 champion.
And for the fourth time in the last 6 years, the Ducks are Pac-12 champions.
We have so many teams that are excelling right now, and it's really fun to be a part of.
This is Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield, presented by On Point Community Credit Union. Better banking, local solutions. Live from the Country Financial Studio, here's Joey Mack.
Thank you. It's a busy day as Oregon wraps up practice inside the Mashofsky Center this morning. A full padded practice focusing in on physicality as the Ducks get ready to take on a top 25 team in Utah on the road in Salt Lake City. 4:30 game on ABC, 2:30 pregame show for us across the Oregon Sports Network. It can't get here soon enough. But we got basketball tonight. The PK Invitational up in Portland. 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock tip on ESPN. I'll have the call heading up to Portland, the Moda Center. And fans, those of you in the Portland area, I love the fact that the Ducks do this. They try to do it every year. Couldn't do it last year because of, well, the world that we were all living in. But the Ducks are excited to be going back to Portland for the PK Invitational. And don't look now, but the PK 85 tournament next year, I'm just telling you, that's going to be a lot of fun up in Portland. So we'll talk with Dana Altman coming up as the Ducks are 2-0 in the non-conference season, getting ready to take on BYU tonight with a 7 o'clock tip-off. We're also going to talk with Matt Ulmer, head coach of Oregon Volleyball, following their 2 wins, including a sweep over a top 15 team in UCLA. That was awesome to see. Love to see it. Matt Ulmer's going to join us here coming up in about 25 minutes. And we've got Oregon offensive coordinator Joe Moorhead breaking down the Utah defense. However, we begin with maybe the best leadoff hitter that we have on the show. That's Lisa Peterson, Deputy Athletic Director, is here with us. Hi, Lisa.
Wow, that's quite the intro, Joey.
Thank you.
No, thank you. I
It's
feel a lot of pressure.
Well, I feel like the Athletic Director should be the leadoff hitter. You know, like you
but
guys.
I'm not the athletic director.
But you guys are part of the. So you know how they always say, like, if you're in the C-suite, like the CEO, whatever. You guys are the AD suite.
Okay.
You know, anybody who's in that corner on the opposite side of the building. So we start every Tuesday talking with one of the movers and shakers and the decision makers
There we go.
for the University of Oregon Athletic Department. That's a good description.
That's
right?
a great description. I have to tell you, I got really fired up watching the intro.
Oh, thank you.
For
Good.
Duck Insider.
We try.
It gets you all pumped.
Yeah, we
Psyched,
try.
ready to go.
You know, you got Jerry talking about Pac-12 championships. I got to talk about Pac-12 championships. Terry gets to talk about Pac-12 championships. You're winning a lot of Pac-12 championships. You know, the running joke, it's funny, this has come up a couple times now over the last couple weeks. The running joke is that the broadcaster sounds a heck of a lot better when the team is good. and like the broadcaster sounds kind of crummy when the team isn't very good.
Right. Well, kind of like the administrator's not very good when the team's
exactly.
not good.
Funny how that works, right?
Yeah.
So
I see how it translates.
What's that like, having your life just go all about wins and losses? Maybe we're getting into the real hard questions.
We
here
are.
now,
we are. I don't know, especially because we're trying to teach, young people that it's not about wins and losses, but, our whole life is. So let's just be, as we talked about, let's just be real, Joey.
That's right.
Let's
Before we went
real.
on the show today, we were discussing, as all of you listening and watching know, you've picked up on it by now, I'm a realist. So I'm a believer, and this is how I describe myself. If the glass of water is truly half full, it is also truly half empty. That's a fact. That's just me being a realist.
Right.
So you
that's
would
okay.
agree with that?
Well, it is. Yes, both of those things are true.
Yes.
But as we said, it's not what happens to you that matters. It's what you do with what happens to you.
That's
that
right.
matters.
It's all about perspective and taking the things that are facts and then what do you do with those facts.
Exactly.
So you can be a realist and you can also send positive vibes.
That's what I hope to try
That's
to do.
what I try to do. Yeah, see.
Yes, where's our
somebody?
Yes. There we go.
Someone finally understands that you're not a pessimist if you're a realist. And yes, I'm looking at you, Kelly Schuchart.
Oh, I don't want to be a part of calling Kelly out though. Kelly, that is not. I did not say those words.
Kelly
Let's
calls
just be
me.
clear.
Kelly calls me Eeyore sometimes in our meetings.
Oh.
It's happened before. So
I'm not trying to get into office politics.
I'm not either, but hey, you know me, Lisa. There are no secrets.
There are no secrets.
I tend to be pretty blunt and transparent. That's why I'm actually sometimes surprised I still have this job sitting in this chair.
Me too.
Thank you, but I like to think it works. It works
for the most part.
Yeah, our lives don't completely depend on wins and losses. But yeah, the broadcaster and the show sound a lot better when the Ducks are winning, and the Ducks are doing a lot of winning right now.
They are doing a lot of winning. It's a lot of fun,
it is.
Isn't it? They always say success breeds success, and you truly feel it around here.
I mean, a top 20 team right now in football, men's basketball, women's basketball, and volleyball.
Yeah.
There's just not a lot of programs out there that can say that. Which,
absolutely.
You guys talk all the time about broad-based excellence.
We do.
Success breeds success. I mean, it's true, I guess.
It is true.
Why is that? Why is that true? What leads to that?
I think it's the culture and the environment and the resources and the people. It all goes back to the people. And I think that when you, create an environment that successful people want to be a part of, then that's how you get to where we are.
Yeah. So you win a lot. People want to be a part of winning. Winning feels good.
But you got to win the right way. I don't think it can be just you have to win.
Yeah.
I think you need to win the right way. And I think that we do that.
I think it's really interesting. You talk about so Graham Abel was on the show yesterday. We did our season wrap up. So maybe let's start there.
Okay.
We're gonna start there. But he said something that I thought was great during the interview process, like with you and with Rob Mullins, and he made the comment to us on the show yesterday that Rob said, look, we don't want a short-term fix. We want this to be built for the long term. And it sure looks like in year two, after year two, and what had to have been one of the weirdest first years that a head coach will ever experience in the history of coaching for Graham Abel last year. I mean, it sounds like they're built toward the long term. And that is the right way to do it, right? You have to do it the right way to win in the long term, I guess.
Yeah, no, definitely. And for sure with Graham, I mean, in his program, I am just heartbroken for those seniors that came back and the opportunity that we really, really wanted them to have in the NCAA tournament because I thought that they deserved it. Yeah. I thought that they worked hard for it. And I've been on those committees. I know what those conversations are like, but I'm still having a hard time believing that the Ducks got left off of that. But having said that, and I just spoke with one of them this morning, it reminds me a lot of basketball. They have laid that foundation. And if you remember that team that we took in the WNIT that did the South Dakota, New Mexico trip, which is unlike anyone I've ever been on, that team laid that foundation for the success that they had. And that's what I tried to remind them is that even though they didn't get to feel it, they are 100% a part of it. And I'm really excited for that program and so excited for the team that's coming back. And those that are leaving us, they have an incredibly bright future in front of them in anything that they try to do. And my mask is not really great today. But I'm just, I'm excited for soccer because this is the right coach and this is the right team and they're going to break through. And I just really hope that everybody's on board once that happens.
Man, it was fun to watch them. I mean, and my heart just broke because, so as you can imagine, Lisa, if we could take everybody inside the show a little bit here. So the selection show is happening at 1:30 on a Monday. Well, Graham Abel's usual time slot with us is at 1:35 on Mondays. So Coach and I talked about it, and I said, okay, so if you guys get in, like instant reaction, running into the studio, it's going to be awesome. Like this will be great. And then when it didn't happen, I was sitting there like every chance I got, I'm checking. And then at the end of the show, I just like put my head down on the desk and was like, man, like I think that's just how everybody felt. But. And I talked to him about this yesterday. I mean, now you're going to remember that feeling. That's going to motivate you in the off season. All these different things you hear about in the storybooks of sports teams and successes. Yeah. But, I mean, that program's got what it takes.
No, it 100% does. And just look at the accolades that team received this year. I don't know the last time that we've had that many people recognized.
We have never. Yeah,
ever?
On the Pac-12 team. It was a record four on the All-Pac-12 team and then also 4 on the academic All-District team, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so just really exciting. And again, I want every student athlete to have that feeling and that experience, and that team's going to get there.
They are. Yeah. Now, great roster coming back.
Great roster coming back.
Off season is upon us, and
it's a real one versus what they had
So that was going to be my question for you.
Yeah.
Is like, so I've talked with the coaches about this. How did all the off season and the shorter off season change things for you, like as an administrator with planning and scheduling and all those things? Did it change much?
Well, yes, in the sense that everything was happening at once. I mean,
Yeah.
last spring was unlike any I've ever experienced.
Me too.
But as he said, I think that the benefit for the soccer program was having the fall where they really could just get back to basics, and he could implement what he wanted to in his style, and all of those things. So for them, I actually think it was a benefit. But then I also think that by the time you got to the end of the season, you could feel the fact that they'd played so many games in that amount of time. I mean, soccer, I know that you guys have probably talked about the GPS units and all the things that they wear, but I know for a fact that one of our student athletes, ran like 14 miles during a game just because of her position. And so imagine that over an expanded period of time, no matter how fit you are. Like, that's a lot, the way that they do all that. So
the mileage.
I'm sure that it impacted at the end of the season. But it's just great that we know what to build off of. We know where our weaknesses are, and I can guarantee you that we will not be sitting at home next year.
That's also a good shout out to Jordan Troster, Ben McKay,
Yes.
the Marks
Oh
Mariota
my
Sports
gosh.
Performance, and the Science Center, their team. I mean, Coach Abel has given them so many shout outs throughout the year, and well deserving.
Yes.
Those of you who have not heard, we did a long form interview actually with both those guys.
Oh, excellent.
On Duck Insider. Would have been about a year ago now, and I will go find that. And if anybody's interested, and if you can't find it in our archives, if you go in our podcast or on the YouTube page from Go Ducks, I'll find it for you because
Yeah.
it's
They're
awesome.
incredible. They're
Oh,
incredible.
Dude, it's I mean, half of it I don't understand, but I know
Yeah.
that it's incredible.
Well, especially for a sport like that,
Right.
the physicality of it, the running, the endurance, and all the things that they can do. And that's one of the other things that Graham is really good at too, is he takes that data and then he adjusts practice based on that, or adjusts, how much someone is doing based on the miles that are on their legs.
Right. All right, we're going to get a timeout.
Okay.
Deputy Athletic Director Lisa Peterson is joining us. So we've talked a little bit about soccer, but before we go and talk about volleyball and women's basketball, you have not been on since you were honored by the Sports Business Journal.
Oh my gosh, I thought we were done with this.
We're not done with this. Lisa was honored by the Sports Business Journal as truly, I said movers and shakers for a reason at the start of the show. Lisa was honored as one of the recognized throughout the country, and this isn't just college sports. So I'm going to take a quote from Rob Mullins. Okay, he said this on the show. This is bigger than just college sports. This is the movers and shakers throughout all of athletics, and Lisa was on the list. So, hey, congratulations.
Thank
You got
you
a
very
chance to go
much.
be honored. That had to be cool.
It was very cool. It was really cool. Honestly, I didn't expect it, and got to go back to New York, and there was 4 people total in college, and so it was really great. There's a lot of really incredible women that are doing amazing things in this industry, and it's fun to see them recognized.
Well, you deserve it.
Thank you.
From all Duck fans,
Thank you.
you deserve it.
You're sweet.
When we come back, volleyball, women's basketball, and then before you know it, we're going to talk with Matt Ulmer, and he'll take over the show. So stick with us after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Dear Exit Strategy, no matter which Toyota you choose, there's an exit from the ordinary to match. See you soon, Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer or toyota.com today. Toyota, let's go places.
From the weight room to the classroom, on the field and off it, On Point proudly supports University of Oregon athletics because student athletes do so much more than bring us pride on game day. They bring our entire community together in Eugene and all across Oregon. So whether you're watching the game in the stadium, at home, or at your favorite local business, their success makes all of us stronger. On Point Community Credit Union. Join in. OnPointCU.com. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Dear Exit Strategy, no matter which Toyota you choose, there's an exit from the ordinary to match. See you soon, Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer or toyota.com today. Toyota, let's go places.
Your daily dose of Oregon athletics. This is Duck Insider from Learfield.
Neil Armstrong waited 6 hours and 39 minutes to step onto the surface of the moon. Jackie Robinson waited 20 months to play his first game with the Brooklyn Dodgers. And even DiCaprio had to wait 22 years to win an Oscar. You can wait until your destination. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Back on Nugget Cider, presented by On Point Community Credit Union. Joy Mack in the Country Financial Studio, joined by Lisa Peterson, Deputy Athletic Director. Let's talk a little bit of volleyball, and then we're going to talk about women's basketball because Lisa's actually catching a flight with the rest of the Oregon women's basketball team tonight. Don't worry, Terry Johns will be there, promise. Terry's going to have the call Saturday, Sunday, Monday from the Bahamas, the Battle for Atlantis, a big-time tournament for Oregon women's basketball. The men were there a couple years ago, and, this is a fun tournament. We'll get to that in a second. First, though, volleyball.
Yes.
What a weekend at home. Taking down USC, took down number 12 UCLA in straight sets. Postseason looking great, but still work to do in front of them. You've been on a lot of these selection committees.
Yes.
Boy, this team is right there right now. It's fun to be a part of it.
Absolutely. And I think that if you look at, the adversity that they went through in the middle of the season, and first, we've had so many injuries.
Yeah.
And not that every team doesn't have that, but we've had some pretty key injuries.
Yeah.
And, so for us to be able to turn it around when we have, Tebow out is really impressive. And so it just shows that the other players, their ability to step up and, take on new roles and new responsibilities. And it's been a lot of fun. What I think when I look at this weekend, like USC, if you remember when we were down at USC, it was a battle then. That's when we kind of changed what we were running and all the different things. But the way that we played against UCLA from start to finish was the best I think we've played all year. And UCLA is really, really good. And, Mac May is one of the best players in the country, if not the best player. During the match, after she had one just straight down, Matt and I looked at each other, and I was like, is she done yet? Like, she's literally
been there
here
for like
forever.
10 years.
Exactly.
So.
Which is how people are going to feel about Nunaviller by the time that she finally leaves.
Right.
But just the way that we played, and it was a total team, victory. It was really impressive. And so that is a really big win. And I do know that there were people that were watching that because of the text messages that I was getting. So that was great. But just as you said, you've got to finish. And we've got 4 games left. Washington State, it's a tough road trip to begin with, but then they're both really good. But I also think that this team is on another level. And so it'll be exciting to see what they can do. And then Arizona for senior night, please get out here to celebrate those seniors.
No kidding.
I know it's Abby and Borup, and Taylor and I joke that she's 29 years old and it's probably time for her to go. But they really have done so much for our program. And then Oregon State, I'm sure that they've got tickets available. So find your way to Corvallis on Friday. The 27th.
26th.
Right? 26th. Thank you.
Yeah. So this weekend the Ducks are in the Evergreen State. Then they come back Tuesday 6 o'clock for that senior night against Arizona, and then it's the Thanksgiving holiday. Then on Friday 5 o'clock in Corvallis. The Ducks. Those are the final 4 regular season games.
Right. And as the committee looks at, your last 10 games are what's really important, and for us, if we can finish strong, that's going to look pretty good for us.
It's funny though too, talking about somebody like Taylor Borup. I mean, just battling injury this year. She's been through so much. I just, somebody like that's why senior night is special. You get a chance to celebrate somebody like that.
Absolutely. And I mean, it's right before Turkey Day. So come on out. Let's get the fans out, get the stands full. It'd be great for them.
And the men's team is probably going to be playing after that if everything goes according to plan in the bracket, or at least a little bit after that. So you can at least catch the second half for the men's game. That's right.
There you go.
And then on Wednesday, it's perfect. If the men go to the championship game of the Maui Invitational, which takes place in Las Vegas because this is the world we're in.
Right.
It's like midday, Lisa.
Oh, it's perfect.
It's beautiful.
It
like gives you an excuse to leave work early on Wednesday if you don't already have that excuse. I mean, it's perfect.
There you go.
It's perfect.
Right into Turkey Day.
That's right. It's this is going to be a good week for Duck fans and sports in general. Speaking of that, though, women's basketball is part of it. Women's basketball actually kind of kicks it off. On Saturday, right before Oregon football gets rolling, the women's team is going to be in action against Oklahoma in the Battle for Atlantis, and you're traveling with the women's team. Okay, so first of all, Bahamas.
Bahamas.
Long way away.
I've never been.
I had never been prior to the men going a couple years ago.
Yeah, and so technically we were supposed to go last year,
Right.
and then obviously that didn't happen, and then they moved part of it to South Dakota, and we did not take part in that because we were restricted to conference-only matches, or games. So, no, I'm really excited about it. I've never been. You look at the forecast and it says thunderstorms every day, but they tell me that it's not the same as here, thunderstorms. So we'll see. But I'm excited not only to watch our team, but there's going to be some really good games that are happening there. And so from the committee perspective, getting to see all of those teams in person and, just excited that we've got a really great opportunity to see where we're at, and so early too.
That's interesting that you bring that up. Like, you get a chance. It's kind of rare, I feel like, in your position, because you're following the Oregon team, but you're watching so many other games.
Yeah.
How nice is it to be able to watch all these kinds of teams in person?
A lot nicer than watching on Synergy or ESPN Plus.
Yeah.
So no, I'm really excited about that.
That's cool.
Yeah, but it's a long travel day. We're leaving. We're flying through the night. So fingers crossed for everyone.
Red eye, right?
Red eye to Newark.
Can you sleep on planes?
I can.
Can everybody else?
I don't know.
Okay,
and
we're going to find out.
We all know who it really matters if they can sleep.
That's right.
So
the players just need to sleep.
Fingers crossed that they can.
Yeah, student athletes sleep on the plane.
Yes,
and
exactly.
Then a little bit of a time change. But, yeah, this is a great tournament. The full bracket is available on the Battle for Atlantis website, and then we'll keep you updated on where the Ducks are going to play, when they're going to play. Terry will have a pregame show a half an hour before every game gets rolling. The only thing that we'll be missing is Bev Smith. Bev isn't making the trip.
Oh, yes, no.
So Terry's going to try to channel his inner Bev, but –
well, we'll see how that goes.
Right. There's no such thing as, Bev is Terry and I joke about this all the time. Like, Bev Smith is the reason that everybody should listen to anything we do, because Bev is great.
And the perspective that she has is incredible. No, I totally agree.
Next level.
Yes.
Next level. She's an Oregon Hall of Famer, coach, national team. I mean, just
all of it.
Go down the list.
Exactly.
Season rolling, though, for women's basketball, I mean, you hold two opponents under 40 points. You're doing something right.
Absolutely. And how. It's not just one person, but I will tell you, it's been I was so excited for Kylie and the game that she had last weekend, and Sedona. Like, it was really great to see, Sedona versus Idaho State just have a Sedona game where she let the game come to her, and she was fantastic. Her and Yara, when they're together, it's pretty unbeatable, honestly. And I know that we've got some injuries and some things that we have to work through, but I think that this could be a really special team.
Yeah. I know everybody's been asking, okay, so how much is Tina Paopao going to play? What about Niara Sabali? And Coach will have updates for that. That's why you tune into the Coach's Corner with Terry in the pregame, because he'll have updates. But it was good to see Tina go a little bit in the past game. And so, we'll see. We'll keep everybody updated. We've gotten a question like every day. Since then, like,
I'm sure.
hey, we want to know the update. We want to know the update.
No, that's good. That means they care.
Exactly. That's 100% true.
Right.
What else?
And one thing we haven't talked about is with them, since I've been on the show, was when we had the four that were back.
That's right.
Sabrina, Ruthie, Satu, and Mignon. It was so great to see them.
It was great for me to see them on the football sideline, too.
Yes.
That was fun.
Yes. And I tell them still, like, we've got to get past that, and I don't know if we will. Like, seeing them, it just brought back so many memories, and, it didn't get to end anyway at all.
I don't know that you want to ever move past that.
That's
special time. Special teams, special individuals.
But the fact that they didn't get to finish it. And I will forever, I know we're not going to hang a banner, but I will forever say that we would have won it.
Can we just hang like a clear sheet of paper or something like that? Like, just hang plexiglass like in the spot.
There you go, and just put their pictures on it?
So, or just leave it blank and everyone will know.
That's true. That's true.
Everyone will know.
Yeah, but they're all doing so well, and it's really, really great to see, and I'm excited for all of them too.
Well, I could talk to you for an hour, as you know,
Yeah.
but I know you've got to pack.
Hey, Joey, I did it. I packed in one bag. In one bag for a full week.
How big's the bag?
It's pretty big,
Yeah.
but it's under 50 pounds.
That's good.
Are you proud?
I'm very proud.
For those that have listened to the show for a long time, it's a struggle of mine, which is amazing given as much as I travel, and I'm terrible at it. But Joey's, always been supportive of me.
Are you an overpacker still?
100%.
I think that's okay. As long as you fit it all into the under 50
well, Coach Graves
suitcase.
does not agree with you. He thinks less is better. Less is better. He told me that like 4 times.
So does he wear the same sweatshirt for a week?
I'm not gonna ask.
I mean, you can't do that.
He's not a female.
Well, okay. I don't know.
It matters. It matters. It matters.
Maybe I'm an overpacker.
Well, that's because of the socks.
Probably.
Right? You've got to have the right socks.
Socks.
By the way, what you're packing for Utah, is it the right socks?
Well, so I don't do the crazy socks for football.
You don't.
I don't.
What do you do for football?
For football, I wear the thickest socks I could find.
But do you have any tradition that helps do your part to get the W?
Well, I end the interviews with Coach the exact same way every time.
Okay, well, don't screw it up.
I won't. Thank you. Thank you. That is our job. We are, everybody has their role.
Every role, 100%.
I do mine. Yeah, but I do have them ready for basketball tonight, though.
Okay.
We've got.
Okay, those are good ones.
Yeah.
Those are good ones.
I felt like these were.
But
a
I
good
kind of
choice.
feel like they're Christmassy.
Really?
Yeah.
I think they're just like Oregon.
Don't they look like the garland that goes around the tree?
What's this pattern though? There's like a pattern for that sock and tie.
That's out of my league.
Argyle.
Oh.
Isn't this the Argyle pattern? Like with the stitching?
There you go.
Yeah,
okay, Argyle it is.
Those of you who are listening to the show are like, seriously?
Exactly. This is what we're talking about.
But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I do keep track of the record for each Oregon team when I wear each sock for basketball.
Okay.
I've just never done it for football because I'm always in like the really thick socks.
Yes, because it's cold. And it'll be cold in Utah, won't it?
It's supposed to be like 30.
Yeah. Good luck with that. I'll be watching from the Bahamas.
You talking about packing. I mean, Lisa, we're going from Utah cold evening game
to Vegas.
To Vegas.
Yes.
Where I'm going to be in shorts and a polo every day.
Which will be great. I'm excited for them too. That men's basketball team is pretty fun to watch.
Dude, they're good.
Yeah.
Even Coach Altman said so, and he never says that.
Wow, that's huge.
Right?
Yeah.
Oregon
Ducks, it's rolling.
This has been Packing Insider with Lisa Peterson. Thanks, Lisa.
Thanks, Joey.
Appreciate it. Deputy Athletic Director, safe travels to the Bahamas.
Thank you.
Come home with 3 wins.
Okay, deal.
That's your job.
That's my job. I'm on it. I'm on it.
No pressure
do what I can.
or anything. But
I got the right socks.
Get it done. Don't screw it up. When we come back, Matt Ulmer's going to join us talking about socks. He might be wearing socks and sandals.
Flip-flops.
We'll see. Boy, that took a left turn. We're back after this with Matt Ulmer on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
As my family continued to grow, I realized I'd have to replace my beloved Jeep with something that has, well, more seats. I'm Jason Hines, Country Financial Rep and father of 7. Whether you're upgrading from your sporty ride with no room for a car seat or finally replacing your well-loved beater that still has a cassette player, you'll want the right protection for your new car. Work with a Country Financial Rep like me and get the protection you need at a price you can afford. Learn more at TakeSimpleSteps.com or contact a local Country representative.
From the weight room to the classroom, on the field and off it, On Point proudly supports University of Oregon athletics because student athletes do so much more than bring us pride on game day. They bring our entire community together in Eugene and all across Oregon. So whether you're watching the game in the stadium, at home, or at your favorite local business, their success makes all of us stronger. On Point Community Credit Union. Join in. OnPointCU.com. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
You're listening to Duck Insider. Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s, like go back to college, learn to skateboard. Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. At aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a free 3-minute chat with the friendly digital retirement coach, Avo, and receive personalized tips to help boost your savings. Start chatting with Avo today at aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Papa, why can't we telegraph while riding a horse?
Son, there ain't no one to blame but Jeffro. He was riding old Betsy the Stallion, tip-tapping away at his telegraph, when blam, ran right into the side of the saloon.
Well, if Jeffro can't do it, neither should you. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Back inside the Country Financial Studio, Joey Mack, it's Duck Insider, presented by On Point Community Credit Union. He is Matt Ulmer, Oregon Volleyball head coach. Coach,
hey.
Good to see you.
Hey,
how are
wow.
things?
Yeah.
We're, that was good.
Thank
that was
you.
well done.
Thanks.
Hey.
Thanks for having me. It's a really nice studio. It's great to be here.
Are you all? I mean, do you feel that way every time you walk in? You're just like, wow, lights, camera, action.
Sometimes I have to pinch myself.
Oh, that's good.
Look where I am.
God, you're so nice to lie. He couldn't even go there with that. Matt Ulmer, the Oregon volleyball head coach. Hey, your Ducks coming off just an absolutely great weekend. A 5-set thriller, safe to say, against USC that maybe added to some gray hairs for a coach. But then you swept UCLA. Just recap the weekend for us, starting with that 5-setter over USC.
Yep, I thought we played the first 2 sets against USC. Honestly, the whole match I thought we did well. They're really talented, and we lost the due set in the third to sweep them. Had a chance there. Got pushed to 5, and I thought we were really good in the 5th set against UC, and that was really exciting. A lot of things we've been working on I thought we kind of put together, and I thought that was a big win for us. And then against UCLA on Sunday, it was I think it was our most complete match probably since Penn State in the preseason, which that was wonderful to see. We got off to a rough start. I think we were a little overhyped. We came down a little bit, got focused back, got back in the game plan, and from there on out, I thought we played really good volleyball, just everywhere across the board. I thought everybody just did a great job, and if we play like that, we're a tough team.
You felt like you were overhyped? I mean, like you just
felt. I feel like they were really ready to go.
Yeah.
And almost a little too much.
Oh.
So we were a little out of control, I thought, at first.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna take that over sleepwalking.
Well, for sure. So. I guess my question is like, I mean, how do you temper that? Like, do you go to your team and you're just like, okay, guys, calm down?
I call an early timeout and I say I'm displeased.
Oh, okay. Is that exactly how it went down?
Pretty much.
Okay. But still, a straight set win over another top 20 team. I mean, that's impressive. It feels like you guys have clicked now. You feel like that rotation that we've talked about, you've had your lineup going in and out with injuries. I mean, are things clicking for your squad right now?
I feel like a lot of people are starting to play some of their best volleyball.
Yeah.
And I feel like they feel that way. You can feel confidence. I thought our setters, they set really well. And we passed great. I thought Becca Morse passed really solid, stepping in. And Taylor Williams, I thought, did a really good job in serve receive also. And they targeted her, and they weren't able to get to her. And then Brooke and Georgia are obviously fantastic. But our setters, I thought, made really good choices. They moved the ball around. They were pretty deceptive at times. So I just thought they did a great job getting everybody going. And again, when we do that, it's hard to defend.
Talking about the setters, I mean, you guys have always had in this program just such great setters, I feel like, over the last decade plus. Mm-hmm. When do you know, like, oh, it's a good day for a setter? Like, does it happen early?
Yeah. Like hitting lines.
Really?
Sometimes it's just even in warm-ups.
Okay.
The ball's popping out of their hand. They look good. They look comfortable. They feel good. Serve and pass sometimes can be like early in the morning, like our shoot-around,
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like consistently both Kylie and Elise have looked really confident. Probably the last few weeks, and Kylie's confidence I feel like is really growing, which that's great. We're getting more points out of all the rotations.
Setter I feel like is an interesting position because like in a lot of sports there's often positions that you don't necessarily see them show up in the box score, but their impact in the game is massive. The reason I bring this up, we've been having this big conversation around football with Brandon Dorless and Popo Amavai, guys that are just filling up gaps and they don't show up in tackles for loss, sacks, or anything like that. And for a setter, you're going to see the assist numbers, but a lot of times I feel like people focus on the kills or they focus on the digs. I mean, how true is that? That the setter really impacts the game maybe more so than the average fan realizes.
Yeah, and I would say in the 6-2 that we're doing, that's even more true because you're not going to see the huge assist numbers for an individual setter.
Sure.
It's more of a group. But the team hitting percentage generally is a good reflection. So if we hit over 300 against UCLA, who's the number 2 defense in the conference to us, that's really encouraging. That means we did a lot of things really well, and it's probably coming from the setter position to put us in good position. I don't know what it would be like for football, just the scoreboard maybe. I don't know that you're keeping points off the board, But I would say for us that's something you can look at. And then a team assist per set, that's another one.
Yeah.
And we're pretty high on that too. So even though it's not an individual thing because we're doing the dual setters, that's where we're getting it from.
I think that's interesting. Matt Ulmer, Oregon Volleyball head coach, joining us. So a good weekend. Mm-hmm. Now you got to continue it.
Yeah.
Dare I ask how you do that?
I mean, just keep doing what we're doing, right? Again, I do feel like we're on a positive trend. I feel like we're learning really well right now. We're really trying to retain information, and in practice, it seems very purposeful. It seems like there's good intent, and they're watching film and asking good questions, and So I think all that's good. You know, we want to stay healthy. We want to be feeling good. That's obviously a big thing for us. Is just getting a lineup, whatever lineup it is, just a consistent lineup to gel, like you said. You know, to develop some cohesiveness, and I feel like that was the best probably we've looked in that aspect in a while.
Are you getting healthier?
I think we are.
Woo!
I think we are. You know, we've been able to practice with people, which that's exciting. I know.
You gotta get excited.
I don't want to talk about it.
You gotta get excited. You gotta get excited about practice.
Nope, don't want to do it. Don't want to talk about it.
You're not gonna get excited about practice?
Oh, love practice. Yes.
Practice is the best.
It's my favorite thing to do is practice.
Is that true?
I actually was being serious.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, I know it's hard to tell. Yeah, sorry.
You said that in a little bit of the
I know, it was too sarcastic
voice,
I
but
know.
that I
yeah,
actually
that was
feel
telling.
like that.
Yeah.
Like you love practice.
No, I actually really do. Yeah. I love practice planning, and I love seeing light bulbs go off.
When does a practice plan
midnight
begin?
The night before.
So like you don't have it planned for
once
like the week.
Once I get Harlow, who's 5 months, once I get her asleep.
Got it.
For a stretch.
Then you're back at it at like 2 in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So do you have like at least an idea of what your practice plan's going to look like for the week, or do you adjust it based on we need to really focus on this after this practice? How do you go about that?
Yeah, I adjust it, but I mean, there's things that we need to do every day.
Yeah.
You know that we need to go over every day.
You got to stretch.
But exactly. I need Coach Rad to do what he does, and that helps.
That's right.
But it might be a different way of doing that skill set, or might be more team oriented, sometimes individual, etc. Yeah, but it happens generally the night before. Yeah, exactly.
Carson Bacon, I felt like really.
How about her, huh?
Dude,
she's number 1 in the conference in hitting percentage.
Yeah.
She's a 420.
Not bad, huh?
Right?
Not bad.
I don't know. You can fact check. Would that be a season record?
Boy,
for an Oregon volleyball player?
I will have to look. I don't know.
Because I know Ronica was the career hit percentage leader, and she was at like 330 something for the career.
And I saw she's going to keep playing.
How about her?
Yeah, that's
her
cool.
And Amanda Benson.
Yeah.
Both of them are going to play in the U.S. Pro League. I know.
That's pretty cool.
And they're excited.
Yeah. So, quick aside.
Yeah. We're jumping.
On the U.S. Pro League, how cool is that for volleyball
it's really exciting.
in America?
Yeah. I mean, they started it with softball and lacrosse got going. Volleyball's doing it, and I think it's a big deal. It gives Veronica, Amanda, etc. a chance to play at home. Their family and friends get to see them, and they get to eat Chipotle still.
Jeez, that's what matters.
Well, what do you think? Sometimes it does matter. A little bit of comfort, right?
Well, hey, so I'll tell you. I mean, so Gwen Zvekis, former Oregon softball player, she's been really involved in Athletes Unlimited, and I saw the announcement. I was like, God, this is going to be so cool.
Yes.
Like, it's a chance for because I'm the first to admit, like, our products kind of schedules that would show like when the overseas volleyball.
You're
playing.
Sleeping.
Yeah, I mean, it's like 3 in the morning.
Right.
Well, I wish I was always sleeping at 3 in the morning. I know you're not always sleeping at 3 in the morning.
I watch a lot of them. Yeah,
but. That is tough for the average fan.
Yeah.
Right. And so
it is.
I think this is
you lose track.
Great.
Yeah.
This
is
is great.
And this is I think they signed a TV deal too, and so it'll be front and center. And I know I'm excited about it. I know they are. Yeah. So,
but we bounce
around.
Keeps
going.
Yeah. We always do with Oregon volleyball coach.
That's what we do. It's their fault, really.
Back to Carson Bacon.
Oh yeah, Carson.
Doing
great.
I'm gonna have to double check and see if that would be a record.
See where she's at. Yeah.
But the efficiency from someone playing her position, I mean that's what you're looking for, right?
Yeah, you're wanting a high percentage there. What I like is we're starting to get her more sets though.
Yeah.
So I think she had 3 kills a set against UCLA. That's a really great number for a middle. So I think she's close to like 2 a set, which is good. 2.5 would be even better. But that's something we're working on. But yeah, no, she's her presence. She's drawing a lot of attention from the other side, and as our setters continue to get better, more comfortable, they're sniffing out when to use her as a distraction, and when to use her, as the focal point. So. Yeah, that part's been good.
That's a tough job for a setter too, right? You don't want to overset somebody, but if they're having the hot night, you got to continue to set them. I mean that's difficult.
You got to read the coverage, right?
Yeah,
read the coverage and find the person. So
speaking of that, so one swing in particular, I'm gonna go back to the USC match for you.
Okay.
It's tight in I believe the 5th set.
Okay.
And there's 2 blockers on the side, on the left side where Brooke Nuneviller gets set.
Yeah.
And it sure looked to me, and I feel like this is just the epitome of how good Brooke Nuneviller is. That she just instantly made the decision, instead of hitting into the block, I'm going to just put it right down the line, right inside the pin, and she just did it without any effort.
Yeah.
Is that a great description of just how good Brooke Nuneviller is?
She is she's always had really good vision and good feel, but I feel like she's doing it with more aggression, with more pace, with more physicality. But yeah, right now, I feel like the last few weeks in particular, she feels better. I mean, that's a big deal, right? She's feeling healthy. Healthier. Stop it. But I feel it looks like she's feeling better, right? But she's been so explosive, and then all the experience that she has, comboed with that. Yeah, she's just doing so many great things and so many clutch kills for us. And yeah, that I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah,
she's very good.
There's probably a few of those every match.
She's been a first-team All-American the last month or so. I mean, she's really elevated her game, I feel like.
It's been a lot of fun to watch. So this week you're on the road, 6 o'clock in Pullman tomorrow, or excuse me, Thursday. It feels like it's tomorrow. The week kind of runs together.
Yeah.
Washington State. How do you?
It gets dark earlier now.
It does. I hate.
I don't know why that made it a day earlier, but
I hate daylight savings time.
I've heard a lot of people are not a fan.
I don't know why we do it.
Yeah.
I don't understand changing clocks.
Okay. My phone does it on its own. I actually don't do it at all.
Do you have any clocks around your house you have to reset, or your office though?
Yeah, but my car, it's really easy. It's like one button.
Yeah. See, maybe because I'm a radio guy.
Maybe it's too much.
Well, I will say I'm a radio guy. Like, people come to my house and they're like, "Wow, you have a lot of clocks around." I'm like, I have a clock in every room.
Why is that?
I always feel like I need to know what time it is. Like, you don't want to be late for stuff.
Can you just wear a watch?
I do wear a watch. And I have a phone, but I like the convenience of being able to just look at the wall and see a clock. I'm that way. I admit that it is maybe
this
a
is actually
weird.
Closer.
My wife will tell you, like, I like having a clock in every room.
She's a saint, by the way.
She is 100%. But then
that's ridiculous. I don't even know what to do with that.
But then she'll go and we'll have to reset the clocks, and it's like, God, this is so dumb. Why do we do this? And I just
the movie Hook.
Yes.
That's kind of what I feel like your house looks like.
Yeah, a little bit.
All the clocks.
Yeah. I don't have a cuckoo clock though. I wish I did.
I have a grandfather clock.
I actually wish that I had a grandfather clock as well. See, so you have a grandfather clock. That's
from
a
my
legit
grandfather.
Clock. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's a true family heirloom. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
I mean that like totally sincerely.
No, it's
like,
really
that
nice.
Is really awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. See?
Yeah.
That's right.
So anyway,
you should get a cuckoo clock and a grandfather clock.
What bird should I have? A duck?
Well, I think that's obvious, right?
Yeah. Can a duck be a cuckoo? Because a cuckoo is a type of bird, right?
I mean, like, where did we go here?
I don't know.
You have a watch. Just use your watch or your phone. Like
6 o'clock.
Anyone else?
All I know is that it's 6 o'clock on Thursday in Pullman, and it's going to be on Pac-12 Insider. Hey, keys to getting a win here against.
Oh
Cougs.
Man, we've been serving great. This last weekend was our best service performance. I feel like, got to stay there. So we've been able to have much better team defense because of that. And then offensively, just staying aggressive. Again, I think I can see us building and getting more confident with the idea of an attack mindset. Have to stay there. It's so hard to be successful on the road in Pullman and Seattle. Mm-hmm. So we're going to have to play our best ball, similar to what we did on Sunday, and then see what happens.
Sunday, 2 o'clock on Pac-12 Network in Seattle for the Ducks taking on the Huskies. You got 2 days in between, which has got to be nice for a little extra recovery, right?
We're on the road. We're in Seattle for a couple days.
What are you going to do? Sit in a hotel room and practice?
I hope to sleep at some point.
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Team bonding.
It's important.
Yeah.
Sleeping makes for better team bonding.
Yeah.
Because you're rested.
Yeah.
I get it.
We'll figure something out.
I get it. Hey, best of luck.
Thank you.
Safe travels.
Thanks. What time is it?
Get a couple wins.
Okay.
I admit that it's a little odd in today's world that I don't just look at my phone every time I want to see what time it is. I like having a clock on the wall.
Cute.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Matt Ulmer.
Hey, thanks a lot.
The Oregon volleyball head coach.
Appreciate it.
Always a hoot.
Yeah.
Or a cuckoo. Something like that. Safe travels. 6 o'clock in Pullman. The Ducks on Thursday taking on the Cougs. 2 o'clock on Sunday. Both of them, one on Pac-12 Insider, one of them on Pac-12 Network. You can watch both of those streams wherever you want to, pretty much. That's the good thing. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to get a timeout when we come back and hear from offensive coordinator Joe Moorhead. Back to the football conversation. Ducks and Utes coming up on Saturday here on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
You're cuckoo.
After 2 years of construction, my wife and I finally moved into our dream home. So when a bathtub fixture broke, causing major water damage, I was glad we had the home insurance protection we needed. How do you know your home is protected? Talk to a Country Financial rep like me, Nick Simon. We can help you understand your options and select coverages to meet your needs. Then if something happens to your home, you won't have any surprises. Need the right coverage for your home but not sure where to start? Visit TakeSimpleSteps.com or contact a local Country representative.
Is that the sound of an ooey gooey cheesy crunchy slice of P-I-Z-Z-A? Obviously, but as good as that sounds, we think it can get even better. Oh yeah, that's the sound of a freshly opened fizz-filled Pepsi. The only thing that can take this flavor medley of crunchy dough, mouth-watering cheese, and savory sauce to the next level. How about another bite? Pepsi and pizza sound like a match made in heaven and taste even better. Pizza, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
This is Duck Insider, presented by On Point Community Credit Union on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Is that a faucet running? That's not a faucet. That's a river rushing through the forest. Forest rivers provide over 100 million people with clean water to drink.
What? I can't hear you because of the vacuum.
That's not a vacuum. That's the trees in the forest, cleaning up the air we breathe.
I didn't know the trees were so amazing.
Yep, and the forest gives us shade, trees to climb.
That's awesome. Let's go explore some more. Visit the forest today and enjoy all it does, just for you. To learn more about the forest and find one near you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Back on Duck Insider, presented by On Point Community Credit Union. Joey Mack in the Country Financial Studio. Getting ready for Oregon men's basketball tonight. 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock tip up at the Moda Center in Portland. Oregon taking on BYU in the PK Invitational. And, of course, Oregon football getting set for Utah. A 4:30 kickoff on ABC, 2:30 pregame show for us on the Oregon Sports Network. This is a top 25 matchup. Let's continue hearing from Joe Moorhead. We heard some of what the Oregon offensive coordinator had to say yesterday. We're going to get the rest of his weekly press conference previewing the matchup with the Utes. Here's Joe Moorhead.
Yeah, Joe, if I could kind of follow up on that. I mean, what, in your opinion, makes Anthony so effective as a runner, and how much of a luxury is it to have a guy who's 6'3", 220 plus, and as athletic as he is?
I think number one, understanding of the scheme. Number two, decision making, and then number three, his size and speed. He's a deceptively quick runner, and he's also a little bit more elusive than you see for a guy that size in terms of putting his foot in the ground and making people miss. I think all those things have made him a very effective ball carrier this year.
Your thoughts on the blocking performance from your two freshman tight ends this past week, Joe, and how important not only that was with DJ out this past week, but what that might mean the week ahead, and also some of the perimeter blocking at receiver outside of Johnny, who's been so good at it. He suffers that foot injury, and hope he gets back. But what you saw from the rest of the group, because it looked pretty impressive this past week.
Yeah, losing DJ, hurt from an experience and a physicality standpoint, because he's done such a great job in the run game the past 2 seasons. But those two young guys are big, strong. They can really hold a point. We asked them to do some things on some down blocks and on our pin and pull stuff. Great job on the zone schemes, and then getting their opportunities in the pass game. But I think they're both very talented guys with a ton of potential and need to continue to improve as the season progresses. And I know the tight end group and the receivers take a tremendous amount of pride in their role in blocking on the perimeter when we get the ball downfield, and as we mentioned here in the past, turning short runs to long runs and long runs to touchdowns.
Coach, just can you maybe speak to the progress you've seen of the young wide receiver, the first and second year guys? Obviously, it can be kind of hard to assess in a game when they maybe only have a couple targets or only a couple catches, how they progress. But just what have you seen from Troy and Chris in particular? And seemingly they're playing some of the better ball right now.
Yeah, and that's a good sign when guys are improving as the season progresses. Obviously, very, very talented. And I like that the group as a whole is very, very unselfish, and they understand that the most critical statistic is the one that goes in the left-hand column as opposed to one in the right-hand column. And I think with the balance of our offense, we've shown, based on how we're playing or defense's deficiency, we can throw for 300 when we need to. And in the past few weeks, we've run for 300 when we needed to. So when they've gotten their opportunities, I think they've done a very good job. Hopefully we can continue to give them more in the pass game, not at the expense of scoring points and winning games. But, like those two young tight ends, I think the sky's the limit for all those young wide receivers.
Joe, your thoughts on the front seven at Utah, and in particular Sewell and Lloyd at linebacker, and just the matchup that's going to be of stopping those two guys specifically?
And both of those guys are very talented and productive. Lloyd, he's as good as I've seen, in the past couple of years. just a guy with a lot of size and a lot of athleticism, physicality against the run, but he's also a really effective pass rusher. That's something that's going to be a challenge for us if he's matched up on one of our linemen or we get a back on him in pass pro. So we got to do a really good job there. And he also appears to be the kind of emotional leader of the team as well. And guys, rally around him. So Sewell and those are both very, very talented top level Pac-12 linebackers.
So one of those other guys, Joe Tafua off the edge for them. How important has Salah been for you? Not just because of the role and it's right tackle, but he's really helped you guys neutralize whether it was Cam Good or Ron Stone this past week. And I realize linemen do a lot of unglorious work and don't necessarily get a lot of recognition, but he's taken on two of the better edge guys in this league so far and really helped you guys.
Yeah, with the run game and the pass game, I think we've seen tremendous growth and improvement from Salah. As you mentioned, being matched up against some of the premier pass rushers in the league and doing a great job there, and doing the things we can to help those guys out, whether it be quick game or chips or some of the things in protection. But there's been a really nice steady growth from him and really the entire unit across the board. But he's a guy that's going to have a very bright future as well.
Coach, it seems like the last few weeks, excluding the Washington game, that there's a couple more deep shots going down the field. Is that a bit of a change in offensive philosophy, or is it execution, or is it just an improvement made by Anthony Brown?
I think the Washington game was an outlier, even though we did hit a couple there. But it's always going to be part of the construct of the offense. And, a lot of times we call a play that's designed as a shot. And really the receiver getting open or the coverage dictates whether it goes to the guy that's deep down the field. I think a primary example of that was really a critical play in the game on that 2nd and 12. Heading down on one of the last drives that we called a shot play to Dev. He released inside and kind of got jammed up by the corner, and AB continued through his progression, which took him back to Chris Hudson on the dig route, and we were able to hit that. So, our pass game is always going to be comprised of quick game 3-step, intermediate drop back 5-step, shots down the field, and then screens. And then, based on our matchups, based on the coverage we see, and what we need to do to attack a defense on a particular week will determine the amount of times we throw it down the field.
A lot of good stuff with Joe Moorhead. If you missed it yesterday, he was asked about just where he's at in his own recovery. Said that he came back maybe a lot earlier than doctors recommended. It was a personal decision for him, and he's still working up in the box. A little different view for him, but I think the Ducks certainly have kind of gotten used to that with Joe Moorhead meeting with the media there. A lot of great stuff with Coach Moorhead. Tomorrow, we're going to hear from Tim DeRuyter, and then also I know a lot of you asking about potential transfer portal stuff today. Mario Cristobal is going to meet with the media tomorrow. We'll have confirmation of anything that goes on throughout the week from Coach Cristobal tomorrow. He will meet with the media for the final time before the Ducks take on the Utes at 4:30 on ABC on Saturday. When we come back, we're going to hear a little bit from Brian Addison. He talked with the media after practice today after getting that big interception at the end of the game last week. Brian Addison, hear from him next on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Dear past, present, and future football watchers, football is back! So consider this your official excuse for always putting football watching first, courtesy of Pepsi. That haircut appointment? Seeing the in-laws for the first time in ages.
It's been so long!
Nope, sorry Susan, not if it's on Sunday. Long story short, after the year we've all had, we think you could use a little football watching. So crack open a Pepsi and cheer your football watching face off. With love, Pepsi. Made for football watching. That's what I like.
From the weight room to the classroom, on the field and off it, On Point proudly supports University of Oregon athletics because student athletes do so much more than bring us pride on game day. They bring our entire community together in Eugene and all across Oregon. So whether you're watching the game in the stadium, at home, or at your favorite local business, their success makes all of us stronger. On Point Community Credit Union. Join in. OnPointCU.com. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
More Duck Insider coming up on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
You're not too cool for me. And in return, I reciprocate that sentiment. I'll never be too cool for you. I was a man with a plan, but now I'm a dad with a decree, and you can't take that from me. Please let it be noted that I told my job they can dock my pay. Right now, it's just too important to take you to school every day. I want to be legendary for you. I want you to puff out your chest when you go to school, the same way I do. I walk taller because of you, because I found everything to live for.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Right now, our country feels divided, but there's a place where people are coming together.
I was nervous to talk to someone so different than me.
Me too.
Love Has No Labels and One Small Step are helping people with different political views, beliefs, and experiences connect through conversation, and it feels good.
This conversation gives me hope.
It gives me a lot of hope, too.
Take a step toward bringing our country and your community together. Start a conversation at lovehasnolabels.com/one small step. A message from StoryCorps, Love Has No Labels, and the Ad Council.
Well, following his big interception at the end of the game last week, Brian Addison got a chance to catch up with the media as he has had a really difficult journey to playing defensive back for the Ducks. Difficult because he changed positions. I think that he's made the most of it, but he's really known for his athleticism, and why not? Because he played wide receiver, now playing safety for the Ducks. We got a chance to catch up with Brian Addison after practice today.
Brian, just walk us through the interception, first one of your career. What did you see on that play?
On that play, I just saw greatness in my eyes. It was just a chance for me to go out there and make a play, but the quarterback threw it straight to me. You know, it's one of those times where I got my opportunity to make a play, and that's what happened pretty much.
It looked like pre-snap you guys were still adjusting all the way up until the snap of the ball as to who was going to cover who and whatnot. Like, take us through. I mean, it's not totally out of the routine, but at the same time, like,
we were kind of being told throughout the week to show different looks, you know, give different looks for the quarterback, very good quarterback. So, you know, we're kind of playing with his eyes back there. You know, we kind of got into the play late, but it kind of worked out at the same time. So, you know, we rode down into the play late and came to play at the same time, and the ball came straight to me.
What have you seen from Utah, their quarterback in particular?
You know, just want to know process. I haven't really seen anything different. You know, just coming to play, and we're ready to compete with them guys.
What's the style of play you expect to play against Utah? Is it kind of going, hey, most physical team wins type of deal?
I'm not going to say the most physical team wins. Just know we're going to go with our process. I want to know process every week, and, you know, we're going to be out there on Saturday, and we're going to see who wins the game.
Brian Addison, good stuff talking about this Utah matchup. You know, I thought it was interesting him being asked about, hey, is the more physical team going to win? Because, well, physicality is what both of these programs preach and teach. Kyle Whittingham in his 17th year, Mario Cristobal in his 4th year, but these are two coaches that pride themselves on winning in the trenches, playing physical football. But as Brian Addison said, it's more than that, right? You also just have to go through your process, scheme appropriately, and that's what both of these coaches are doing. Both these head coaches are doing, and their entire staffs are doing it too. I do think that as you look at Utah's numbers, they're averaging more than 40 points per game since Rising took over at quarterback. Early in the season, when they had a different guy at quarterback, offense looked a little different. That's probably when you wanted to play Utah. Now that the Ducks have them later in the year, I think this is the matchup of the two best teams in the Pac-12. It's kind of been that way the last few years, hasn't it? That Utah is right up there in the South. This is going to be a great environment for a 4:30 kickoff. Nationally televised game on ABC. I'm looking forward to it. Tomorrow on the show, Mario Cristobal will meet with the media. Also hear from Tim DeRuiter tomorrow. Rob Mosley's going to join us talking all things Ducks. We got basketball tonight. See you in Portland for a 7 o'clock tip.
When you went car shopping, you meant business. You aced vehicle history searches and test drives. You out-salesmaned the salesman. Now you've got your wheels. If you manage that, you can get your retirement plan on track. Visiting aceyourretirement.org can help. With 401k tips and smart saving strategies, you'll have the info you need to get more for your future. Go to aceyourretirement.org, because when it comes to speeding past financial challenges, you're an ace.